Here. I just had some new bearings come in, and we ordered some newer ABAC 5 light oiled stainless steel bearings. So we put them in a Deruta reel, and we wanted to just test them versus a ABAC 7 our dry ceramics, and they're both built the same way. They both have a single row of ports, so there is a startup difference. Obviously, when you put oil in a bearing, it's going to slow it down versus a non-oiled bearing. So I at least wanted to show you guys the difference between the two. So if you ever wanted to order one of the reels with stainless bearings, that is an option for you. What I will tell you is, in the past, I have had built reels in my car that that I had when it was really cold outside, and they were sitting in a box, and I don't know what temperature the reels got to, but it was well below freezing. And I brought them inside, and when I went to spin them, they barely spun at all. Like, the startup was like pretty minimum. So I would tap the reel and it would like stop like that. As the reels started to warm up, they started to spin better and better and better. And that was another reason why my mind was made up to always go with ceramic hybrid bearings versus oiled bearings. Even oiled ceramic is not going to be as good as a dry ceramic. I haven't seen any downsides to dry ceramic unless noise is an issue, and you guys know my opinion on that. If the real fish is good, who cares about any sort of noise? You're not going to notice it at low RPMs anyway. And when you cast, you'll be able to hear if you made a good cast. The feel is great too. You can see how fast your reel is spinning. So there's a lot of great reasons why I like the ABAC 7 ceramic over the stainless steel bearings. We do have some ABAC 7 light oil stainless bearings that we still have to test out. I don't believe that it's going to make much of a difference. In fact, the higher the ABAC rating, the better the center of roundness and the tighter the tolerances are. So typically the bearing's a tighter bearing, and the startup isn't going to be as good anyways. So I know a lot of builders choose the ABAC 5s just because of this. So I haven't really tested these side by side yet. I gave them a quick little spin just to hear the difference, but I haven't given them a true like test to see. So we're going to do that now, and we're going to see, just so you guys can hear the difference. I'm going to be putting the phone down and picking it up, which I know is annoying. I don't have the tripod set up right now, so I do apologize. And I also am going to show you guys a box of goodies that I have that a customer, not a customer, but a guy ordered and had me pick out a whole bunch of stuff for him, and then he decided he wasn't going to call and pay me for it after I spent all these time sending him pictures of all these reels and letting him pick out knives and rod huggers and hoodies. So I have this big box of stuff that I'm getting ready to put back in inventory, unless somebody wants to buy the whole box of stuff, which will be a pretty good deal. So I'm going to post that, probably share this on Facebook and Instagram, see if somebody wants to buy this whole box of stuff for a really good deal. So that will be at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let me spin these two reels and let you hear what they sound like and let you see how they spin. So the first one we'll do, this is the ABAC 5 light oil. And just to start, I'm just going to give this like a very light tap, like usually they spin very freely no matter how light of a tap you give it. So we'll give this one a really light little tap right now. And then I'll give this one the same sort of tap. And you could hear this now. There's very minimal noise. You could hear this one has more noise than this one. And you could also see that this one's already started to slow down and even stop. I'll give that one another spin here. So you could hear this reel. It has a little bit more noise even at this lower RPM, but I've spun this reel once and this one's already dying out. Now these are built the same exact way, and we don't have reels in our lineup that will stop typically like this. I mean, they'll typically spin like this for a long time with very little pressure. Again, I'll show you guys. I'll just give this one a light tap again. And I would predict that it's going to die before the ceramic one is going to die. So this is more similar to most of the stainless reels that are available on the market are going to slow down like this. Now the startup is absolutely totally enough for most of the fishing we do. Matter of fact, I don't think that you're going to notice a whole heck of a lot of difference unless you're fishing like really slow moving current. But like, look at this thing compared to this. I mean, I've spun this thing once and I've spun this thing 3 times now and it's died out on me. So that's one of the reasons why I believe the ceramic is so much better. I get a lot of guys especially guys in Canada where a lot of the higher end center pins are made. They get these reels and they're so thrown off by the purr and the growl of the ceramic. They think there's something wrong with it. And instead of just going and fishing the reel and judging the performance, they compare it to all the other reels in their collection. And what they're not, understanding is this reel is built different for a very specific reason. And the reason is so it performs better than everything else. I'm not trying to have the most perfectly finished reel, the most brightest finished reel. I want something unique and kind of shows my artistic touch, but is also going to work the best, which means bigger handles, better shaped handles, strong clicker, and a lot more feel to the reel itself. So now I will spin these. I'm going to put the phone down and I'm going to spin them at a higher RPM so you guys can hear both of them side by side. Okay, so this is the acoustics of the stainless one, and as you can hear, it still has a nice purr to it. And the way we design our hubs and everything, we want all the reels to have a feel, whether it's ceramic or stainless, but I have this going at a really high RPM. Most of my reels I have in the back that are other brands, they also have a sound similar to this at this RPM, which your reel is really never spinning like this unless you BC cast or you Wallace cast it really hard. So again, this is the stainless one. And now we'll slow it down here. And it's still got a nice sound to it. And I still can feel it spinning in my hand. The textured rim here is also going to really aid in that a lot. Like this textured rim is really nice for feeling the reel. So if the reel doesn't have a ton of feedback, the textured rim really will help with that feedback. Here is now we'll spin the Abec 7 ceramic dry bearing. So as you guys can hear, it's got definitely more of a purr to it. It's got that nice smooth sound, but it's more of that, guys, quote unquote will say, a grindy sound, but I think it's more of just a smooth purr or like a light growl to it. But this is what I'm looking for when I am testing the reels. I want a nice consistent sound and a nice consistent feel. And now if we slow it down to like an RPM that would be comparable to a level that you're going to be fishing, like a flow on a normal river, I'll slow that down to something like that now. This is like a casting RPM, so this is what you're going to hear when you're casting. Okay, so we'll slow it down to that other speed. So if you were drifting and you were drifting really fast water, this would be about how fast your reel would be spinning. That's if you were fishing really fast current. Now this is if you were fishing like a moderate speed. So there's nearly no noise whatsoever when you hear the reel spinning at this speed. And this will spin forever. I mean, these are just absolutely incredible. So while you guys got your attention, I want to show you this big box of goodies. So I have this box that I packed up for this guy in Canada, and he had me take all kinds of pictures of knives, all kinds of pictures of reels. He's also a business owner, which I'm kind of surprised that he made me pack up this whole box of stuff and then backed out on it. But I'm about to put it away into the inventory tomorrow unless I have somebody that wants to offer me a fair value price for all this stuff. So the first thing in this box is this beautiful grape stump custom anodized reel. You guys can see the startup on that. I pulled the pouch away from it and this thing just wants to spin. So this is a Monsoon and it's got this beautiful grape stump custom anodized finish. It's got the ported teardrops and this thing just is absolutely incredible. These Monsoons are just wicked. They have really cool wagon wheel effect, which is the way it looks when when you're looking at the reel, it gets to the right RPM, the holes start looking like they go in reverse. So you guys can see that now. The reel is starting to do that wagon wheel effect. And will even look like it's not spinning at some point, but yeah. So I have this beautiful reel. I have a whole bunch of rod huggers. There's 4 or 5 sets of rod huggers. I got a couple beautiful knives here. So I got this beautiful Piscivore knife. It's a brown trout micarta with Trevor Hawkins brown trout etching. Absolutely beautiful knife. I mean, these things are just wicked. It's got super comfortable handle. Beautiful Hawkins brown trout sheath. Comes in this awesome case. So 2 knives, a reel. The other knife looks like this. So here is the other knife this guy picked out. This is a Trout Scout. It's got the brook trout micarta. It's got the brook trout sheath. And what's really cool about these sheaths are these knives are designed to go on your wader belt. So these are all 440C stainless steel. They're absolutely beautifully made. They're razor sharp. Really just an awesome tool to have while you're out there. But what's really cool about these is the way I designed them was to have a sheath like so. You could connect a key ring here, and then you could connect your lanyard, and then you could connect your pliers. So essentially you can carry this one tool around and it has everything: a knife, pliers, and a lanyard, and you can put it on your wader belt. If you have a normal size wader belt, it will fit right through this back hole. You don't need this hanger here. If you have one of the larger Sims weighting belts, you can use this hanger like so, and that will give you that extra 2.5 inches that you need for the larger Sims weighting belts. So they have this beautiful Trevor Hawkins flank. This specific knife, this is called the Globo. This has a compound grind. Super beautiful knife. I mean, like I said, razor sharp. The micarta is wicked. It's got these cool little fish mosaics. Every one of them is unique. It's got the flying steelhead on the back, which is another Trevor Hawkins artwork. But these knives are awesome, guys. So if you want to just purchase one of these knives, they're also on our website, ColvilleOutfitters.com. You can check that out. But I was going to include this guy a couple extra lanyards, and I was going to throw in a pair of pliers for him. But so if you do buy this package, you can get that. So far in this package, there is this reel, these 2 knives, There is a Drop 'em hoodie, which was our collab with SBS out of Michigan. If you guys haven't checked out their YouTube channel, they are phenomenal. Check those guys out. There is a super heavy duty 400 GSM Colville Outfitters extra large hoodie in blue. And then there's 10 spools of chromium. And there is mostly 14 pound. I did that promotion where you got 10 spools of chromium for 350 bucks. So you save $5 on each one. So there's 10 spools of chromium. I also threw this guy in some sample leader. He was supposed to get back to me on how he liked this leader because I thought he was a pretty avid angler based on his reel collection that he sent me pictures of. So I have this big box of stuff. 2 hoodies, 10 spools of line. I'll let you guys, if you want to swap out the spools of line, I did get an order. So if you want 10 spools of 20 pound or 16 pound, or you want to mix and match, those I will, those I could swap out for you guys. But basically I got this whole box of stuff. If you want to offer me, like I said, a fair price for all this stuff, I just paid my taxes. I don't get tax returns like a lot of you lucky guys. So I'm pretty low on cash right now. So, you know, I was hoping to sell this whole package of stuff. So, if no one's interested, I'll put it back online and it will sell soon anyways. If you guys are just interested in the knives, we do have a nice, bunch of new ones that are in stock here. These are those Globo ones that I showed you earlier. You know, we have them in a couple different styles. This is some cool Trevor Hawkins artwork. This is a rainbow trout resin handle. So instead of the micarta, there's a rainbow trout resin with a stone wash. The thing I'll tell you guys about the resin versus the micarta is the resin gets a little slippery. Not that you're going to be filleting fish with this. Pretty much you're going to be using it to, you know, slit the throat of a fish you're going to keep and, you know, eat, or you're going to kill it so you can, you know, harvest the eggs and utilize the eggs. But, yeah, these are absolute razors. They're awesome tools. We do have some bigger versions as well. You know, we have our steel header knife and our chromer knife. These have been incredibly popular. You can see we have a lot less of these, but this one is our chromer knife. It's like a really cool drop point knife. These are also 440C steel. This has a double fish mosaic and the steelhead micarta, so it's got the really cool handle on it. And it's got the Trevor Hawkins. That is the egg wagon rainbow there. So we are going to do a version of one of these knives that say all hens go to heaven on it. I'm going to have a salmon on it. So those are coming soon. They have different sheaths, different handle styles. The steel header knife is right here. These are really beautiful also. So this one is the steel header knife. It has a mirror polish finish, as you guys can see. Again, we got a Trevor Hawkins steelhead etching. The flats on the knife are kind of like a vintage sandblasting look, so almost like a hand-forged look to it. And it's got the jimping here on the top, so you have, you know, anti-slip here for your fingers. You could put your hand here and it won't slip. You could also hold the knife like this, put your pointer finger there and cut stuff with it if you want. You got a little grip there for that finger as well. If you guys, these are just awesome to carry around with you. Self-defense, or if you want to eat a steak with it, you could do that too. I use those for mine. I cut pizza with them, all kinds of stuff. We have our rainbowy knives, which are right here. These are a little different sort of style. And if you guys haven't checked out this company is called Native Fish Co. And check them out on Instagram. They do like all Native American style artwork, and they were generous enough to let us use some of their artwork on some of our sheaths. So I have some matching stickers, so check them out on Instagram. They also have a web page where they sell some of their swag. They have hoodies and t-shirts. They're an amazing company, so check them out. But this one is like a version of a Bowie knife. So this is our Rain Bowie for obvious reasons. This everything kind of is, you know, rainbow trout themed. It has a rainbow trout resin. Just all really cool for all you fish freaks like myself. These knives are on sale right now. If you check out our website, we got some really good offers. We do have this box of Trout Scouts like I showed you guys earlier. This is the one with those sheaths that you could connect the pliers to. Again, this is a brown trout micarta with a satin finish. Just absolutely beautiful knives. You guys will not be disappointed. We got these cool piscivores. These piscivores, this is like a salmon skin look to it. And these have a cool stonewash blade, so if you like that more gray style blade, and then it's got the egg wagon salmon, so this is the one that is going to go on the all hens go to heaven knife. But just ultra comfortable. You could hold it up here, you could choke down or hold it down here, whatever you're comfortable with. And we do have our mini sow knife, and we do have our NBKs. And the mini sow, these are the NBKs. So this is our natural born killer knife, and it has a really cool micarta. It's got the sockeye on it. This is a knife I've been carrying. I really like it. This micarta is from Ukraine. It's really awesome stuff. It's got the steel head with the 3 or 4 pine trees in the background. Awesome sheaths. This is a Trevor Hawkins Trippy Trout sheath. So they are just, the whole piece is just a beautiful utilitarian art piece. And then here is our another one of those Native Fish Co. designs. And this has the Serape blanket, which is like the Mexican blanket micarta. And this one has the Trout Warrior etching, which we did on the hatchets. But they're just really, really cool. You will not find a knife like this. And this is like a kind of a takeoff, a standard paring knife that you would see in the kitchen, but it's designed more to carry and to be used in the field. So it's thicker and built really sturdy. And it's just beautiful. I mean, imagine these knives next to a fish. It would make a really cool picture. So we got those. And then last but not least, I showed you the Trout Scout, the Piscivore. Then we have the Sakana, which is the last one here. This one's super beautiful. This has the brook trout skin sheath. A lot of guys are buying these knives just because the sheaths are so beautiful. They're genuine, real leather. Absolutely beautiful. And I mean, look how cool that handle is on that. I mean, it's like the perfect brook trout. It's got the vermiculation of the brook trout on the back here. Really awesome spots. I mean, that's just a badass knife. And they're just super duper comfortable. I mean, you could pretty much clean anything, any sort of game you want with these. So I have all that stuff going on. And guys, again, like I always do at the end of every video, thank you for all your support. I couldn't make this dream come true if it wasn't for you guys, each and every one of you that has bought anything from some floats and some beads to the guys that have 20 reels on a shelf. I can't thank you guys enough, and I'm honored to be able to serve you guys and make gear and be your go-to guy to give you your supplies. I got lots of cool stuff in the works. I got lots of mini pin rods that I'm working on custom. It's going to be a little while till they're done, but I got some new blanks coming out. So we are working tirelessly on these projects, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. So if you got any questions, shoot us a call or an email. You can reach us at colvilleoutfitters@gmail.com. The phone number here at the shop is 716-627-7335, or just look us up on Google. So on that one, I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you're all doing great, and you have a great spring with lots of chrome at your feet. Tight lines, y'all.